you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm basically going to be walking you guys through the process of basically doing a frontal ponytail. Okay, so first what I did was I made sure her hair was clean. It didn't have any product in it and it was blow dried. I basically went in with the hot comb just to straighten it a little bit because she is natural, so I didn't want to put that much heat on her hair. So instead of flat ironing, I just basically sectioned off and went through with my hot comb with a little heat, not a lot of heat, to make it bone straight, because like I said, I did not want to damage her curls. That's basically what I'm doing right now. Alright, so after you went in and straightened the hair a little bit, you want to start from the back, make a part, and now you're just going to add your product that's going to hold the hair in place. And you just want to kind of comb it or brush it into kind of like a ponytail style. You want to make sure you do that with the whole back section. In a few, I'm going to show you how you want to section your hair off. In this case, she had a middle part, so the frontal was going to be a middle part. So I went on and molded her hair in a middle part as well. And I will show you guys exactly how it should look in a minute. Alright, as you guys can see, I did the middle part. And you want to section it off kind of like a half up, half down, but instead you have you have one part in the middle at the top of the head.
Got the kick.
Alright, so after you get done molding the back, you want to go ahead and basically mold it into the ponytail, comb in or brush, and go ahead and put a bow around the back half so the product can just be sitting and mold itself in place. After you put the ponytail on, the bow on the back of the hair, that's when you're going to start molding the front of the hair. From each side, you want to part, same way you did at the back, and mold in sections.
Kick.
after you get done molding the front, you want to go in and take off that bow that you already have on the hair and add the front into the back ponytail. You want to make sure you have it as flat as possible so the frontal will be able to lay on it just exactly how you want it to lay. Alright, and right here what I have is a 13x4 frontal. I already went in and bleached the knots, and I went on and plucked it as well off camera. You can refer back to my first video for bleaching knots. And if you guys want a plucking tutorial, comment below in the comment section. The part that I showed, you just want to go in and cut that excess piece off just to ensure that your frontal lay as flat as possible. That's the piece, and you can just throw that in the trash. It's no longer needed.
Kick.
This is exactly how it should look with that excess off, and this is how it looks after I went on and used some of my even lace tint. And you just want to wear eye blow dry. Some people don't. You don't really have to. And the lace tint should be the color of your client's skin, just to ensure that the lace would blend perfectly with your client's skin and it would give that melt effect. So right now I'm just trying to frontal on her head to see whereby I'm going to lay it at and whereby I need to add the glue. And the type of glue I used was the Boho Liquid Gold. This was my first time using it. I've seen other stylists use it, but it was good. It really was good. And I love the fact that it came already clear. So right now what I'm doing, I added 4 layers of the Boho Liquid Gold. And I just want to make sure I blow dry it to make sure it's not really watery and it's giving more of the sticky effect before you lay the frontal on. Alright, so this is me laying the frontal down on the glue. And y'all, if y'all need y'all client to assist y'all in this process, ask y'all clients to hold their head down. Yeah, we're the stylists, but at the end of the day, holding this in place and still putting the band around, yeah, baby, you got to have 4 hands to do that. So that's basically what I'm doing now, just laying it on there and make sure it's flat so I can go ahead and add my melt band down. And after it's on, you want to go ahead and blow dry it, or you can also have your client sitting under the dryer. Sitting under the dryer I recommend because it's more or less effort that you have to do and it gets it melted quicker. Right now I'm just trying to go ahead and see where I'm actually lay it at. At first I was kind of hectic on if I wanted to do the middle part or not. But I eventually went on with my first mind and did the middle part instead of pushing it all back.
So how do you do the middle house? Huh? So how do you do the middle ones? What you mean middle parts? You don't see anything like that before?
Alright, and then that's when I went in with my needle and thread. You want to basically go ahead and sew the back of the frontal down just so you can make sure that the frontal actually stays in place as you're molding the hair. Anytime you're using thread and a needle, This goes for sew-ins. This goes for like frontal quick weaves. It don't matter. Anytime you have to use needle and thread, you want to always emphasis on that. Always make sure that the thread is not the same color as your client's hair, just to ensure whenever she or he or another stylist or yourself, actually, whenever you go in to take out the frontal or any type of closure or anything, just to ensure that you don't cut the client's hair. So that's what I'm doing now. Method that I use to ensure that my thread doesn't go anywhere, you want to loop it in as you're sewing, and I always take the thread and wrap it around my needle twice. That was once. I'm showing you. That's 1, 2. Basically what that does is it makes a knot on the actual thread after you went on through the hair that time, just to ensure more security that the thread won't actually come loose with the whole sewing down process.
Got kick.
Alright, so now that I'm done, I just want to cut the excess thread off. And then you want to go into the frontal. You want to go ahead and cut off the excess lace, because it is going to be longer. You're going to have to cut it to where your client's hairline actually stops. And I went in with some more spritz just to make sure it holds. And I went back in with my milk band. After that dries, you want to go in and you want to go ahead and cut your excess lace off. It's not good to go in a straight line. Anytime you're cutting the hairline, you want to make sure you go in zigzag motions just to create that natural hairline effect. After that dries, you want to just go in and start taking out your baby hairs. Try to take out enough to where both baby hairs on both sides are equal. Try to make the same baby hairs on both sides. I know some people like the dramatic baby hairs. It basically all depends on what your client wants. So just ask them how they would like their baby hairs to be. Now I'm just using my hot comb on the frontal to flatten it out a little more, getting my middle part correct to where it's in the middle of her head. And also, whenever you're doing a frontal ponytail, you want to make sure you leave some of the hair out of the frontal that will go straight back, just so it'll be able to cover that that thread that you sewed at the back of her hair, at the back of the frontal. Leave a little bit of the frontal back out, just so it will be able to cover that thread. So now I'm just going to go in and start molding the frontal into the ponytail that I have at the back of her head, the same way I did with her natural hair.
Got kick.
Alright, and now you just want to take off that bow and go back in, and now you're going to add your frontal hair into the ponytail as well. And like I said, your ponytails should try to be as flat as possible, just to give that more natural effect. And now I'm just going in, making sure everything looks good. And I think I'm going to put the band on one more time just to hold that down. And also, if you see any spots, you just want to go in with your makeup. So now I'm adding the braided hair. What I did was I went on to split the braided hair in half, which I have one half that's I'm putting a bow around at the back of her ponytail, and I have the other half in the front, just so that part will be able to flip over. And whenever you do flip it over, it will cover the bow or any type of hair tie that you have on the back of their head.
Got kick.
And one tip I would leave you guys is make sure that you have braided hair that, I mean, it's possible, but it's more easier if you have braided hair that doesn't really tangle. This, I can't remember what kind of braided hair it was, but this braided hair, it was tending to get tangled a lot. So it kind of took me a minute to really form the braid. And also by her being natural, and I didn't really want to put that much heat into her hair, it was kind of hard, but eventually with time and patience, you'll figure it out. And as you go in and start braiding, you want to make sure you leave some hair out just so you'll be able to wrap that around the actual braid where about the hair tie is, just to give it the more of a ponytail effect. I braided the ponytail, went in, and I started wrapping that extra hair that I left out. I went on and started wrapping that around the braided ponytail. I use Got To Be. You can use Got To Be spray, or you can use spritz whenever you're wrapping and blow drying, just to ensure that that hair that you do wrap around is going to actually stay in place. You don't want it coming apart or anything like that. So just basically use holding spray.
Got the kick.
Alright, so after you get down the ponytail, you want to go in and do the baby hairs. I went on and did the baby hairs, and I'm going to put the milk band back on it one more time, just to ensure that those baby hairs are laid.
Got the kick.
And y'all, make sure y'all take pictures of y'all work, because I honestly forgot. But this is a video she posted on her birthday, the day after I did her hair. As you can see, that ponytail is laid. It's looking like it's coming from out the scalp, okay? But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Goodbye.